Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Look very great today. How about that win? I like Chris Cole, who says only stat that matters is a W. That's all right. Well, you know, that's a good thing too, because if it was entertainment, that game sucked. No, it really wasn't that bad. It was just, you know, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see us curb stomp them. We did have some good, interesting things that happened. It was good to see Bucky Irvin out there. He looked good. I liked his legs. I definitely miss his, you know, every time he gets the ball, it's just like, oh, is this going to be it? And Chris Godwin had a good game. That was nice to see. He got some, Chris Godwin's yards after the catch was really key to this game. They were really what gave us the edge. I think he had 2 or 3 big catches. They were short, but he got yards after the catch that made it interesting. 30 yards, something like that. The Tristan Wirfs touchdown, that was fun. We're going to go over that. We've got the offense, all 22. I went through, analyzed, so we're going to do that here in a second. And let me see. What else is there? Yeah, defense looked good. The first half, they looked really good, I thought. We were getting a lot of pressure on Jacoby Brissett. I look so gray. My computer fritzed out on me yesterday, so I had to shut it off and restart it. And apparently when I did that, a bunch of settings got messed up. So I can't adjust my color right now. So I look very gray. Sunday was a lowercase w, yeah. I'm gonna change that in the little ticker there to a lowercase w. I've normally got, oh my goodness. That's not how we're supposed to do that. That was a mistake. Yeah, the little thing down there. The news chyron they call it. I'm going to change it to a lowercase w. I had it as an uppercase w. That's a good one. There we go. Oh, congratulations to Craig, too, for his score prediction. He was only 1 off, man. That was a good one. He predicted 1917, and the score ended up being 2017. Well, actually, I need to switch that around, too, because it looks like it says 1917 Cardinals. Man. Yeah, that was a good one. Only 1 point off. Not bad, not bad. So congratulations to Craig. What's up, David? Tom, what's up, man? Yeah, that's the reason why I'm great, Tom. I've got brown hair. But look, this thing is black. It looks gray. This is normally completely brown. Okay, so I felt safe and good seeing Bucs starters on the field finally. Didn't care about the stats. Dwayne, what's up, man? Oh, thanks, brother. We're going to do the offense today. Some interesting stuff there. So we'll cover all that in a minute. I wanted to do the defense, but I figured I'd do the offense because let me tell you something. We are the Cardinals. We are the Cardinals. Our stats were crazy similar in this game. Okay, we both ran 61 plays. They ran 61 plays. We ran 61 plays. We both had 95 yards rushing. Time of possession was almost exactly the same. There was a 52-second difference. 30 minutes and 26 seconds to the Bucs, 29 minutes, 34 seconds to the Cardinals. 2 sacks per team. Both leading tacklers for each team had 10 tackles. Penalties. Cardinals had 4 penalties. Bucks had 5 penalties. Cardinals 4 penalties for 33 yards. Bucks 5 penalties for 40 yards. Differences was the pass attempts. The Cardinals did 40 pass attempts. We did 28. Rushing attempts was 19-27 Bucks. So we ran more than they did. First downs was 22-13. Cardinals had 22 first downs, 16 of them by passing. We got to work on our pass defense, man. And passing yards. They had 301. Jacoby Brissett, Hall of Famer, all-perennial Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro. Jacoby Brissett got 301 yards on us. He's horrible. He's not a good quarterback. But then again, I said Sam Darnold was not a good quarterback, and for 2 years he's been lighting it up. So we were very similar in a lot of ways. Panthers beat the Rams yesterday. What? Did anybody watch that game? I didn't watch the game. I'm going to watch it, though. But last night, after the Sunday night football game, which was really good, that would the Redskins and the Broncos. Man, that was a really good game. Went into overtime. Redskins tied it up in overtime and then went for 2. They were ready to go home. Well, they were already home. They were ready to go take a nap. I don't know what they were ready to do. Anyhow, they didn't get the 2-point conversion, but they had it. Wide open guy. And Marcus Mariota throws it, and one of the defender, I think he's a linebacker or something like that, jumped up, batted it down. Boom. And man, Mariota looked so crushed. He just immediately went down to the ground and started doing this. I kind of felt bad for him almost. If it wasn't that it was the Redskins. But, that's how Cliff Kingsbury is so good. He can make any quarterback look good. If he can make Marcus Mariota look good, Cliff Kingsbury is a good offensive coordinator. But, with the Rams beating the Panthers, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if the Rams sucked. I heard the weather was bad. But, the Rams did have to travel to the East Coast, and all that good stuff. But it was all rainy and wet. But how in the world can Dave Canales and Liam Cohen front better football teams, or at least almost better? Cohen's definitely fronting a better football team with teams that had horrible records. Liam in his first year, Cohen in his first year, and Canales in his second year. I thought Canales would be fired by now, but he pulled it out. Right when I thought he was going to get fired, that's when he started winning. But how are they doing it with these, especially with Canales, with that crap team? And Bowles has been here for 7 years. Our coach has been here for 7 years, and these new coaches are fielding better football teams. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. That's something we got to look into, man. Yeah, I wanted to look at the defense, Dwayne, today, but after I got the all 22 cut up and everything, it takes me a couple hours to get it all prepped and everything. I think it was about 2:30 before I could start. So I looked and I was like, I think the offense is going to be quicker because we ran it more, So I did the offense, and I was right. I got finished at 4:30, I think, 5 o'clock, which is good. So we're going to look at the defense tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that holding call on Wirfs was really bad. These refs sucked. They missed some uncalled penalties on us. We'd had quite a few holding calls that they didn't call. There was that holding call on Wirfs that was not a holding call. There was the, there was like 3 really bad calls they had on us. But then they missed a lot of calls too. Pewter Red Podcast. What's up, brother? But yeah, that Wirfs play, we're going to look at it here. It was great. Great handwork. Nice swipe. Wham! Took the guy down. I don't know what they were looking at to call that holding. Did Darth Maul make? I tell you, Tom, we were texting each other, and I was like, "Where are you at? Where are you at?" He was in the end zone with the ship, and so every time there was a crowd shot, me and Molly, we paused it and we'd look, and we couldn't, and I never could find him. I was sending him, "Are you beside a girl in a Steelers jersey?" He was like, "No." He did send me a picture. I don't know if I can. I don't think he'll be upset if I do it. It looks pretty cool. Hold on one second. Yeah, I felt bad. You know how horrible I am about returning message, and he sent me a man. Dang it! He sent me his picture of him before he was going to the game, or as he was going to the game. Let's see, there he is. Look at that. He was, man. There we go. Yeah. Go Bucks. And then I didn't get it till after, or I didn't look at it till after the game. I think it was like in the fourth quarter or the first quarter. And I was like, oh, man. So I felt kind of bad about that. I'm not going to say it, man. Yeah, I was glad to see Bucky. It was nice. And watching him run, it's just so much nicer than anybody else we got. Yeah, Dwayne, I don't either. They need to do like who was it, the Bills, who just, well, both the Bills and the Patriots didn't hardly run at all. Zebra Jabba, what's up, brother? Zebra is a member. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the crew. You got your white skull. Did you see where you won last week's score prediction, Zebra? Oh, it was their second East Coast game. Didn't we go there to play? Had a bad game plan defensively. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it tomorrow because I really want to see what happened there. Hey, Molly. Yeah, I think Bowles' defense is really kind of getting a lot easier for guys to game plan against because it's really the same stuff over and over. I mean, it's different. It's different every play, but that makes it the same, if that makes any sense. You know, I didn't change my lighting, Molly. Yesterday when my computer crashed out, it changed all my settings, and I haven't had an opportunity to change it. Actually, it completely took my webcam offline, and I don't know where it's at to change the settings. So I'm looking all gray beard today, man. Gray hair, gray beard, gray shirt. My background's gray. Everything's gray. As long as Bucks draft and coach great linebackers and pass rushers, I'm happy. We got to get on that, don't we? Oh, the game, yeah, it was very boring. Uh, I was expecting more. I really was. More so from the offense. Happy to have you, Zebra. You know, that's a good point. Did Braswell play yesterday? I don't even remember seeing him. I saw 52 in there, though. We got a Devin Culp signing, too. Uh, did Braswell play? Let me look at the snap counts. That's a good question. Braswell. Yeah. Actually, he got 14 snaps in. You can't ever tell when he's out there. He's makes zero impact whatsoever. Yeah, I don't think he's another try on Sharinka. Yeah, we saw CJ Brewer though, first time we seen him in forever. There was a couple of other guys too that I was like, who is that? I want to say there was a number 6. Do we have a number 6? Did y'all hear Mike Evans might be coming back? Oh no, it was Riddick, number 5. That's right. I saw number 5. I was like, who is that? It was Riddick. Yeah. I'm almost bad with my numbers now as I am with names. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What was I talking about? I should have one where I'm throwing the clipboard. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Braswell, just useless. Useless. Yeah. We've hit some stinkers, and kind of like try, I mean, they're not horrible, but they're just meh. They're just guys. Well, Tryon, Braswell, Logan Hall, others, I'm sure. I can't remember. I could put him on a milk carton. He did have one good play this year. And Logan Hall did have one good game this year. He's definitely playing. Logan Hall is playing like he's trying to get a contract. But, I mean, he's just flailing about and just looking. But he's got the most energy. So I'll give him that. Man, I tell you what. Yeah, if Brady and Tez were together, I was good to see Mayfield throw that deep one to Tez. But that was Tez messed that one up. We're going to look at that on here. It was completely 100% Tez's fault. It looked like Mayfield overthrew him, but he didn't. What's up, Gotti? We were just talking about you. I'll put your picture up. I hope you don't mind. Me and Molly paused it every time there was a crowd shot and looked for you. Never did see you. Never could see you. So you're gonna have to look at the broadcasts of the game and see if you could see it. You knew where you were sitting. I didn't know exactly where you were at, but we scoured everywhere. How'd it feel, man? Did your girl's son like the game? Was that his first game? Was that your first game? Noah Spence. Yeah, he was another one. Dwayne, I really liked Noah Spence. I carried water for him for like 2 years. And then eventually I was just like, all right, he's done. I'm done with him. Tom wants to trade Tez. Let's see. We're going to look at some. All right, here we go. This is the first play that I pointed out. This is on the first series. Now, we had 10 offensive series. One of them, the last one, was a kneel down, which disappointed me because we had 19 in the back, and he didn't do a flip or nothing. We've had 2 kneel downs to end games this year, not including the one where we lost in kneel down. But in neither one have we had Tej Johnson back there doing flips. I just see that's what I'm saying. Todd Bowles takes the fun out. He's not a fun guy, but he takes the fun out of it. Put Tej Johnson back there, let him do flips after we win the game. That's what you're supposed to do. I'll say this about the Cardinals. They're pretty their secondary is really good, man. Maybe not the best tacklers, but their coverage skills are second to none. When they ran man coverage, we didn't get open. And their zone was pretty good too. Although we did beat them a couple times on zone. All right, this play, this is 1, 2, 3. Was this a third down? This was the Godwin, one of the Godwin catches, where he turned nothing into something. There, here he is. Yeah, right here. Boom, catches it right there, spins out, and goes. See right there, that's what we've been missing, is his yards after the catch. Egbuke was doing it, and he tries sometimes, but Scotty Miller, Myles Garrett, I'd do that trade. Yeah, Noah Spence was just, it was a shame. It was a shame. He went somewhere, I want to say it was like the Texans, and then was gone. Oh, man, Zebra. Yeah, I would have loved that. You still got the pictures? We open every game with a 3-yard run. That's our MO. And we did on this one too. But interesting thing is we either ran it, did a screen pass, or a toss to open every series on this in this game. So first series, run. Second series, run. Third series, screen. Fourth series, run. Fifth series, toss, which is basically the same thing as a run. Sixth series, run. Seventh series, screen. Eighth series, screen. Ninth series, screen. 10th series, kneel down, which was a run, which kind of sucks because we had 3 kneel downs at the end of the game, all for -1 yard. And that really killed our rushing stats for the game. Or it hurt them. We ended up with like 3.8 or something. They had 5 yards per carry. Yeah, Payne Durham caught a pass. Man, did you see Devin Culp out there, Joe? He was out there. Saw him out there for a couple plays. Row C, third person from the field over to the right of the goalpost. If you're looking at the goalpost, your hands up, shade the sun. Yeah, that was the thing. I saw quite a few people with what looked like stuff on their face, but I couldn't tell because it was so far away. And man, a lot of people had Mayfield and Evans jerseys. I was like, man, it was kind of hard. So we'll figure it out. We'll get a picture. '98 Rock before the game. Yeah, Denver does has a good secondary. They got a good front too. That was the thing about Arizona. They got no pass rush, man. our offensive line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only got beat. All of our offensive linemen combined only got beat 5 times. 3 of them was on Feeney, 1 on Barton, and 1 on Bredesen. 2 of them were by 55. 1 was by Sweat. He got that sack, which we'll go over that one. and then 93 on Calais Campbell on Feeney. He beat him twice. But Wirfs and Gedeke, they have no issues. Their pass rush is very anemic. Oh, that's a good question. I didn't know that. Yeah, Zebra, I didn't know that. J-Mac, I don't know what his number will be. Let me look, see. $11. Okay, when you say over to the right of the goalpost, are you talking about from the field looking at the goalpost, or where you were at looking, like from the stands looking at the goalpost? God, he was the best fan present. He's the reason why we won. Yeah, they got some good players on defense. Their linebacker, 50, is a rookie, Cody Simon. He's good. Simon, he's good. And everybody in their secondary is good. They made, I think, 2 mistakes that I counted. I mean, it was really good. Worst got the monster PFF score. Yeah, that sun will roast you at that game, especially those 1 o'clock games. What was it, 80 degrees there? That's not too bad. We made the mistake of going during September games before and sitting on the visitor side. Ugh. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to kill them in that Panthers game, Joe. You know, if we win the next 3, we got the division wrapped up because we've got 3 division games coming up. We got the Saints, Falcons, Panthers. If we win those 3, we're in the playoffs. Division is wrapped up. I don't know, Rampage. What's up, man? That's my favorite look, is the pewter pants, red shirt. I don't know. I'm surprised they wore red in this game as a home game, too, because of the heat. Normally they don't. Normally they wear the white jersey. Hydration IVs hooked up to the seats, yeah. Yeah, Sweat was okay. Um, he does a lot. He's all over the field. Okay. So you were on, yeah. You'd be on the left-hand side on the camera view. Okay. 90 degrees in December. That's Tampa for you, man. Uh, oh, no, Rampage. I don't want to hear that, man. I do not want to hear that the Panthers played well. I want to hear that the Rams just sucked and phoned it in. No problem, David. Yeah, that's all we need. It's those 3 wins. Just win the next 3 games. We could sit out the rest of the season. Okay, so yeah. All right, here we go. Let's look at some game film. This was an interesting play because Calais Campbell spies Mayfield on this one. I mean, look, you can see he's definitely doing it. I mean, he's definitely, I don't know if that was his assignment or whatever, but they don't do this the rest of the game. And it really worked here because you can see Mayfield takes off and he's got a lot of room because they're playing man coverage and they all have their backs to Mayfield. And he could have gone, but because Calais Campbell was spying him, he's able to keep him in check. But anyhow, and I thought when I first started watching this, I was like, oh man, they're going to spy Baker. That'll be what, let me see, Detroit did it. And then the Bills did it a little bit. And then the Patriots did it too, mainly on third downs. So it's becoming a kind of a blueprint. So I was like, oh man, they're going to do it too. But it was the only time they did it in this game. So anyhow, good catch right there. And then he takes off and runs for it. Get that yak, man, which is we've sorely been missing. This was, again, this will just show you how good their secondary played. This was zero. They're playing zero, and they blitz. There's no help over top. And look at it, how they just pick up this coverage. I mean, they've got everybody covered. And it was really neat because if you look, Mayfield puts a guy in motion. Does he? Is it this? Yeah. No, okay. That's later in the game. I'll show you. But it's just really good coverage. And this right here, he's covered. I wouldn't throw that. And I want to say this was a third down, but I don't have it marked, so maybe it wasn't. So bad tackling there by the Cardinals. That would one thing I would say about their secondary is they're not the best tacklers. Yeah, so Campbell spies on this play. Like I said, it's the only time they do it in the game. But they blitz from both edges. This was a nice defensive play scheme. I like their defensive coordinator. His name is Nick Rallis. This is his third season with them. I think he does pretty good with what he's got. They run man zero again. This could have been a disaster, but it turned out to be pretty decent if they would have tackled. So, boom. See the blitz coming. White does a good job picking up that side, but this guy gets in. I don't know what the assignment was here or if they even saw that guy, but I think Gedeke probably thought White was here to help on this. I don't know. But Gedeke, I think, should have taken this guy. Not that it would have mattered. It would have came in either way. Nice escape by Mayfield there. He's definitely got that elusiveness. But the catch right here, and you can see somebody right here. I don't know who this is. They get so excited. Look, they come running out and just run down the sideline. Look, he starts running down the sideline right there. Right there. You got to love stuff like that. I thought it was Jennifer, whatever her name is, but it wasn't. She's actually right here. She got a bun on her head. But you can see everybody on the sideline is pretty excited about that play. It's good to see Chris Godwin back, catching passes, getting that yak. That's what he's good for. First series of the game, too. All right. Next up, Rachaad White misses a block here. This is a strange one. It went in the books as a sack. Right there. And you see Mayfield gets sacked by this guy. Right here. White goes to block him and just doesn't make the block. But then Mayfield turns around and tosses it to him. But went in the books as a sack fumble. I don't know what that's all about. I wish Mayfield, he's looking over here. Obviously, that's where the concept is at. But I wish he would have looked over here because he had Otten wide open. And he does look over there. And he would have hit that if he would have had time. We'll see it from the end zone angle. And I don't understand why they have this as a sack. The fumble I can understand because it's a backwards pass and White doesn't catch it. It actually falls to the ground. But how is that a sack? I don't know. So Sweat is credited with 2 sacks in this game, and that was one of them. I'm like, well, it really wasn't a sack, was it? But White goes to pick him up. It's a good pickup. And you can see that they're blitzing. And they blitzed in the first quarter, but then after that, they didn't blitz a whole lot. But White ends up just getting bumped off. And White's a good blocker. So good job by Sweat. Yeah, I don't think White will stay on the team either. Although, it's going to be tough. I like him. I think he's great for the team. This is a quick slant to Egbuke here. This was a beautiful play by Egbuke. Great handwork. You can see him. This is a press, and guy goes to press him right here, and Egbuke brings his left arm up. Or no. Yeah, he brings his left arm under and pushes the guy with his right hand and swipes his arms away with his left hand. Really nice move to get open. Boom. If Egbuke can play press like that, that'll be great because teams just won't press him. That was nice to see. I was very excited about that. Good handwork. But then, here we go. 3rd and 10, Egbuke drops this pass. On this one, it's right here. Nice pass. It's kind of a dangerous pass. I don't know if I agree with it because, one, I think 14 would have been the much better option. And even Otten would have been better. But this one was a little late. He gets open late. Mayfield's already throwing with anticipation to Egbuke. But I think Godwin would have been the much better pass. And I think Egbuke just knows this guy's coming. And when you look at it from the end zone angle, you can see he's kind of turning his head right here before he has the ball pulled in. He has had the dropsies this year, though. Hopefully that's something he'll work on during the offseason. He felt 34 coming, I think. All right, so that was the first series. This was a miscommunication issue in their blocking scheme. I don't know who did what wrong here. Otten does get in the way of Gedeke, though. See right here, Otten goes to block this guy, and Gedeke is like, oh, he's like, that's my guy. And then they both end up, this guy gets past, and Bucky gets squished. That's a tough one, too. We did really good with our run blocking in this game. We did last week, too. Opened up some really nice holes. That was not one of them, though. This is what I'm talking about with the Cardinals defense. Now, I really wish we played more like this where, Bowles likes to be tricky with the defenses and changing up, make you think one thing. I mean, that's his whole gig, trying to confuse you with the defense. Now, right here, Baker puts 15 into motion, right? You look at it, that's zone. right? They're showing zone. Nobody's carrying with 15. And then boom, post snap, all of a sudden, it's man coverage. And it's kind of a complex man coverage too. See, he goes there, he goes here, he goes here, he goes here, he goes here. And they got everybody locked down. He throws it to Igbuke. It was kind of a dangerous throw. And I wish he would have waited just a beat, just to see, if somebody would have got open. Because I think, they were expecting zone, and it turned into man, and he kind of like almost panicked a little bit, and he was just like, I'm just going to throw it to this guy over here. That's a very dangerous throw. Very dangerous. I mean, look how close you are to the end zone. If this guy would have undercut that, that's a pick six. I'm a big believer of anywhere. I told you never throw to the outside anywhere behind here. I've just seen so many interceptions, pick sixes. Those little out routes, man, they just get undercut all the time. Good quarterbacks wait for that. They'll bait you into it. But I really liked how the Cardinals showed zone and switched post-snap to man. Very smoothly. Very smoothly. Okay. I said we blocked good. Not on this one. Feeney, Godwin, and Igbuke all missed their blocks on this one. And poor Bucky pays for it. Let's see. We'll look at Feeney first. Feeney right here misses his block on 50. 50 just sheds him. Comes in, gets in on the tackle. But Godwin totally whiffs. Where's he at? Right here? I don't know what Godwin was doing there. He like jumps out to get leverage out here, and I don't know why. I don't know if he was expecting Bucky to go this way or whatever. But Godwin definitely, he jumps to get that leverage right there. And then he puts on the brakes and just falls down. And Igbuke just totally whiffs on his block. But still picked up good yardage. Now, here was a rare one. Cade Otton with a cut block. Wait, where'd it go? No. Oh, that's a different play that we're not going to look at. Okay, here we go. This is the deep ball to Tej Johnson that is overthrown. Boop. Not overthrown. It looks overthrown. We can see where it lands right here. If you go back, you can say it would be caught right here. Okay. You can see Tej Johnson. He's definitely open, and so is whoever that is. But Tez comes out. Nice handwork. Gets separation. Ball is released. Ball's in the air right now. Here's the ball. Okay. You can see Tez, as Baker's looking at him, Tez goes from here to there. Ball's in the air. From here to there, right? If you draw a straight line, oops, it's not very straight. Anyhow, if you draw a straight line, you can see what direction Tez is going right there. I mean, he's going straight. And if he would have kept on this trajectory, he would have ended up right where the ball lands. But instead, watch what he does. he curves inward right there. So instead of running straight out, he's curved inward, and he'll curve inward more. He'll keep curving in. Look, now he's all the way over here. So he's actually curved instead of cutting it or going straight out. And you can see he slows down too and then speeds up when the ball's in the air, right there. He just adjusts completely wrong to this ball. That was a perfect pass by Mayfield. Because he should have caught it right here. That would have been in his hands right there. And if he would have just kept running straight, you can see he was right here when the ball was thrown. If he would have just kept straight. But instead, he went like this and then curved. Very strange. Don't know why he did that. Maybe that's why Mayfield doesn't throw it to him as much as I think he should. He just rounded out his route for some reason. But, you know, he had his head backwards. And that might have been just, you know, you always end up going wherever you're looking. That's why NASCAR drivers, you know, they if they look at the turns, they'll end up drifting down. You know, if you can do it with yourself, you know, like walk down the street and look left, and you'll notice you'll start drifting left. I think that's what happened there. He turned around and looked at the ball and kind of curved the end of his route off there. It's a dang shame too, because that was a nice thrown ball. That could have been a big one. Okay, here's the BS call on Wirfs. You can see right here, no holding whatsoever. This is a beautiful play by Wirfs. It's a dang shame it got called. Look, no hands. He ain't got no hands on anybody. Look, you see his hands are off of him, completely off of him right there. And then he just swipes downward. Great play. I don't know where do they get the holding from? I mean, he just grabs this guy's left arm and just swipes him down. Horrible call. It's a nice swipe by Wirfs. I hate to see good plays getting called back over stuff like that. And it was a good catch, right? By, who was that? Ibuke? Yeah, look at that. Nice big old catch. We had a few of these. Refs were not good. The ref crew was Bill Vinovich. The Bill Vinovich crew. Okay, this one, there's another bad ref call. This is on the same drive. I think this is the very next play. This is the one where he goes across the line, neutral zone infraction, and they blow the whistle. And Mayfield is pissed, right? And then the announcer, at first they're like, why'd they blow the whistle? It doesn't make any sense. And then a few seconds later, they're like, oh, Mike Pereira told us that this was a legal call and that's what the ref should have done. So our apologies. But they didn't explain why, and I looked it up in the rule book, and this should not have been whistled dead. There's 3 reasons to whistle it dead, right? There is, if they cross the line of scrimmage and they have an unimpeded path to the quarterback, then the whistle is to be blown. That's not the case here. And for one, he's stepping backwards too at the snap. He's not even moving forward. 2, if an offensive lineman moves to protect himself, that is, you can blow the whistle on that. Or you're supposed to blow the whistle. Gedeke does not blow the whistle to protect himself. He lifts his hand up and points at this guy. He actually doesn't move out of his stance the whole time. And Cade Otton doesn't move until after the ball snapped. See, the ball's being snapped right here, and Cade's moving, and he just sticks his hand out. And then the third reason to blow the whistle is if it's within the last 2 minutes of the game and or the half, and the ball is snapped before all members of the defensive team are on their side of the line of scrimmage. So those are the only three reasons to blow the whistle. And none of those applied here. This should have been a free play. These refs sucked. Okay, this one is the sack by Sweat. Feeney gets beat. This was just nice handwork by Feeney, or by Sweat. Really nice. He reaches around with his right, grabs Feeney's right. You can see right there. And then just pushes. That's nice work right there. Not a whole lot Feeney could have done. Just be better, Feeney. I would have liked to have seen him really drive it right here, maybe even drive Sweat into 67. But that was really the only bad play by Feeney in pass protection. Relatively. 93 does beat him in on 2 blocks, but I can't remember if they're pass protection or run blocking. All right, bad blocking here all the way around. Cade Otton, Tristan Wirfs, and Dan Feeney. Otton gets pulled down by 56. Wirfs gets pulled down by 27. Feeney misses 50, who makes the tackle. So we'll see. Wirfs here gets grabbed by 27 and pulled down right here. Otton gets pulled down by 56 right here. Okay, it's the push-pull technique. It's that jiu-jitsu, push him and then pull him, yank him forward. And this causes just a mess. Everybody piles up. And then Feeney comes by and misses the block on 50. At 50's good right here. See how he turns his back? He dips his shoulder, gets his back. So if you do block him, you're going to hit him in the back, which is going to cause him to just have more energy for the tackle. He's good. He's a rookie, too. Only going to get better. Here's a nice play design. We had quite a few good offensive play designs in here. Well, let me say this about our offensive game plan. It was interesting, definitely different than what we've been doing. You could definitely tell he put some time and effort into this one. It wasn't run focused, but it was definitely short pass focused, quick short passes. A lot of screens, tosses, stuff like that, but a lot of slants. But then we did have some downfield routes too. We had some interesting ones where we just would have 2 guys going out down deep and then everybody else staying and blocking. So it was an interesting game plan, and we did have about 3 unique designs in here that I like, so we'll look at them. This one is a good one. I really, really like this one. It took me a while to figure out what was going on here. I thought it was a busted play, but then the more I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's designed this way. Look, Mayfield goes out, goes like he's going to boot. Oh, my gosh, he sees pressure here. So he's like, oh, no, I can't. So play action. It looks like he's going to boot. And then this guy's coming. But I was like, wait a minute, there's nobody over here for him to throw to if he was going to boot. What's going on? So is this a busted play? That's my thought. So then he steps up and then he just like randomly throws it to 14. Great play. But this was all planned. That was all designed. And I'm going to show you, and it's really neat. This is a good play design. Got to give Grizzard props for this one. Okay, 14 goes like he's going to down block, right? And then he acts like he misses. Look, he's putting his hands all up like, oh, he's off balance and everything. Well, then you see Baker's going like he's going to boot. So all these guys think he's going to boot. They start running in that direction. This guy, who's supposed to be covering Godwin, sees that, and you'll see he steps forward right there, and then he realizes, oh, crap. Because he was going in to get that boot. And Godwin was faking like he went off balance, like he missed this block here. Whoa. And then he shoots right there. You could see he was faking the whole time. Boom. And then he just hauls butt. And you can see Baker acts like he's going to boot, but then he's not. He knew he wasn't the whole time. He just steps up just as pretty as you please and just tosses that out there. Boop. And he also had 81 too, but don't throw it to him. I don't trust that guy. Nice play design. I really like it. A little deceptive, trickery, fun. So you can see, I love how Godwin, he's got his elbow out, acts like he's, oh my gosh, I missed the block. I'm stumbling forward. 22 goes up because he sees this. And at the last second, he goes, oh, crap. And then you see Godwin straighten up and run. I love it. Oh, that's pretty. And you can see Godwin hasn't even started turning up or started turn around yet or anything. He's just now getting into the tail end of his route. He's still got his back to the quarterback. Quarterback's throwing it. Look at that. Perfect ball, too. That's good. That's fun stuff right there. Makes you excited. Okay. Feeney misses a block on 27. 27 ends up making the tackle, getting in on it. This would have been a huge run if he would have made the block. This hole is massive. Right there. He misses this block. It's a hard block, though. It's a reach. Right here. But if he would have just got a pit. But, I mean, look at this hole. Good grief. I could have run through that one. And if he would have made this block, it would have been this guy. But because he couldn't quite get on 27, just totally whiffed. You can see his hand goes right past there. Here's his hand. He's like, oh, man. That's a shame, too. I think that one would have gone for some good yardage. Bucky Irvin is not the blocker that Rachaad White is. Okay, see, Bucky Irvin's brought up. You got A-gap blitzer, so bring the running back up. He just gets pushed right back into Mayfield's lap by 50. Look at that, just shoved right back there. And then Mayfield razzle-dazzles. It's good to see Mayfield running again. Oh, and this one, man, this one infuriates me. This was the offensive pass interference on Tez Johnson that nullified a touchdown here. And then another touchdown is nullified like 2 plays later because of holding by Payne Durham. But you can see Tez right here. He cuts inside, right? He's cutting inside. And then this guy is pushing him. You know, it's press coverage. So guy's pushing him, and bam, he runs right into this guy. And they call that offensive pass interference because the ball's in the air right here. You know, and honestly, I think they're making contact. Yeah. It's such a BS call, man. I mean, they really got to get these pass interference calls or defensive illegal touching calls straightened out because they're not making any sense. I mean, I don't even understand how they could call Tez for this. And you can't even say he was blocking. He wasn't blocking. He's running around and he gets pushed into this guy. I don't know. Bad reffing. Don't like it. Let me see. Where is that? Is this the play? No. Where was it? One where Payne Durham gets. But, you know, I complain about Payne Durham cut blocking all the time. The one time he doesn't cut block, he ends up getting a penalty for holding. I'm like, gosh, if you would have just cut block on that play instead of. Maybe it's later in the game. Okay, here is Tristan Wirfs' touchdown. This is a nice play design, everything. Wirfs goes out. He blocks. He actually blocks for a little bit longer than I think is safe. He's blocking, and then boop. I think that he was supposed to come down and cover him because they have to tell the referee that he's an eligible receiver, and then the referee tells these guys that 78 is an eligible receiver. So they knew he was eligible, and then because if Tej or Egbuke would have been up here on the line of scrimmage, then he could not have caught a pass. But because Egbuke is off of the line of scrimmage by a yard, then that means he's not covered up. So he can catch a pass. And then you have to have 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he's not on the line of scrimmage. You can have more than 7, but you got to have 7. None of these guys would be eligible to catch a pass. Well, he would be, but these 2 couldn't. Or wait a minute. Yeah, these are offensive linemen. They wouldn't. I thought they were tight ends. Anyhow, they're unbalanced. We got 1, 2 extra offensive linemen over here. So nice play. What I really like about this is 88 running out there. This is classic. You know, you run out and try to get that quick slant, outside slant, and Mayfield just stares him down and then turns real quick, whoop, and he's open. Planned all day, baby. This was designed that way. Man, God, if you would have got that ball, that would have been cool. This is the one where you stopped recording right before he caught the pass, right? Are you over here somewhere? No, let me see. You'd be over in this direction. Yeah, the blocking really did sell it. He held that block a little bit longer than I would have liked. But yeah, 3 never even looks at him. You can see 3 looks over here and he's looking at, this guy right here. and whips his head back around, never even sees him. Good design. I like it. And Wirfs, it's funny, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, how Wirfs was talking about getting a touchdown, and Bowles said they got something in store for it to get Wirfs a touchdown. So I guess that was it. Here's a 3rd and 12. 68 ends up holding 68 holds 50 here. So he grabs him right there, and then you can see he grabs him. He holds him right there. You can't really see it, but you can tell right there. He's got him by the shoulder pad. And this was one of the rare things, and this happened 2, maybe 3 times in this game, that Baker Mayfield actually throws the ball away. I was very surprised. Baker Mayfield never throws the ball away. Oh, you were just off screen in the top right? Top right. You got to find yourself on broadcast. Send me a picture. Send me a screenshot. All right, where are we at? We are in the middle of the 3rd quarter. We've only got like 4 plays left to cover. So we'll get out of here early. Get to be able to go watch this ugly game. It's going to be an ugly game. The Giants. Is Jackson Dart playing, or is it Jameis Winston? I think it's Jackson Dart. Okay, here we go. Excellent coverage here, and this is a bad decision. It could have been an interception. Oof. And see, this is kind of defense I love, man. Just very aggressive. He just comes down, tries to undercut that. Well, almost gets it, man. But one thing I noticed on this play is Tristan Wirfs looks hurt. Watch him up here. Right there, he gets hit, and it kind of lands funny. And then look, he's bending down. He's grabbing his knee or his calf. I can't figure out. And then he kind of limps a little bit right there. See it? So that's something to keep an eye on, man. See if he's in the injury report. Now, I watched him the rest of the game, and I didn't really see any effect spot. We'll look at it here, and you can see he grabs. To me, it looks like he grabs his calf. It's his right calf, I think. Right there. Kind of towards his right calf. It might be his knee. Don't know. Something hurt him. What is that? Left side. Yeah. Dangerous throw, though. Would have much rather seen him throw that one away. Baker played pretty good in this game, I thought. This one, he throws it. I want to say this was a 3rd down. Maybe not. He throws it here. First down marker is right here. And this is not going to work, right? I really wish he would have thrown it here. That's Bucky Irving. I would have loved to see what Bucky could have done with this much open space in front of him. There's an argument to be made, too, that 14 on this post is open. That's definitely a viable throw. You got Payne Durham in the corner route. That would have been interesting to see that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that he could have done. I think this was probably the least favorable option. Yeah, well, I hope he is fine, Zebra. Yeah, so maybe it just felt funny, a little twinge or something. So then that leads us to oh, I thought I had the down and distance here, but I don't. Third down. Third and short. Gedeke get a touchdown. And that was able to be done because Gedeke holds. Gedeke crumbs across and he holds 50. 50 got held a lot in this game because he's good. Right there. And that's what's able to pop 7 off. You can see he's still holding him. Don't know what this guy's doing. He's probably watching the game. He's like, go, Bucky, go, run. So as much as I dislike the refs in this game, they could have burned us a lot worse than they did. Okay, 3rd and 5. This is the first series of the fourth quarter. 3rd and 5. He throws it deep, and it ends up coming up short. We've noticed that the past few games. I don't know if this got tipped, but that ball is very wobbly. That is not a Baker ball. That ball is going end over end almost. I don't know. His long ball just has not been that good past few games. That didn't get tipped. That's just a bad, ugly duck. Anyhow, definitely comes up way short. He had 14 open right here for a first down. Wish he would have thrown that. And you can't be mad when they go deep like that, but on a 3rd down, 3rd and 5, you're like, just get the first down, man. That's just an ugly duck of a pass, too. Almost intercepting. We got lucky there. Then the last play I wanted to show is 3rd and 10. This is the last offensive drive. The last play, 3rd and 10. He throws it. No, he tries to run. I don't think this was a good idea. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. Here's the first down marker. You got to try to get here with 4 guys in front of you. And, of course, he doesn't make it. He thought White was going to block for him. And White is normally a very good blocker, but he's kind of like, you can see right here, he looks over this way, and then he looks over this way. He's got to pick somebody, so he ends up going with this guy and doesn't really get a good piece of him. And Baker ends up not getting it. But 17 and 2 were wide open. I don't know why he didn't throw it to him. Right here and right here. This one especially. This is a designed zone beater. He should have known. I mean, I know the concept's over here, but if this didn't work out, he should have known this was going to be a last resort. But then he's got Igbuka here. I don't know why he doesn't throw it. He just thought he could run for it, playing hero ball, man. So then they were able to get the ball back and give us a little scare there at the end. Oh, the Chris Collinsworth game. Yeah, Tom. I sat there all night complaining about it. Actually, no, I don't hate Chris Collinsworth. It's just, God, how long have I been listening to him and Troy Aikman and Joe Buck and Mike Tirico and uh, Johnson. Who's the other guy? I'm trying to think of. He's on Amazon now. My goodness, yeah. So after a long time of listening to these guys, you just kind of get sick of them. I think Collinsworth is all he's just kind of smarmy to me. Mhm. And the thing that drives me crazy with him is how after a play happens, he'll always be like, "We were talking to him about that before the game, or yesterday in our meeting. He said he was going to do that, or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, don't do that. Well, do it before the game. That's when it's impressive." Anyhow, so there we go. The offense it wasn't nothing spectacular for sure, but I thought it was a very good game plan. I'm liking Grizz's game plans. He's very good at drawing up the first 15. I'm pretty sure he does first 15. I don't think he's a first 30. Like some of them are like Arians. Arians draws up 30, 30 plays. But he really seems to do good. And then, after, when you kind of have to go with the flow of the game, he kind of gets a little rough around the edges and stuff like that. But I think he's okay, serviceable. I don't think he's as bad as Canales was, but I don't think he's as good as Liam was. But we'll give him another year. I'm definitely not. I don't think he sucks. Not even close. I think he's trying a bunch of different stuff, and he's going to figure it out. This game plan was definitely a lot different than what we've seen the past 3 weeks. A lot of short passes, tosses, screens. We were definitely working the short stuff in this game, but then hitting them with the long shots too. So, listen, Dennis Miller. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I couldn't stand it when he was on. He's such a pompous. John Madden. Yeah, John Madden. I loved John Madden. And, I was around for Howard Cosell, so I hate to date myself, but Al Michaels. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Exactly. That's a good way to put it, Zebra. Yeah. Yeah, he does. He makes adjustments. You could tell he game plans for his opponent. That's nice. And he is creative. We've been seeing probably about average 2-3 plays a game that are really unique and creative, which is good. Yeah, Al Michaels. I've been listening to him forever. Man, this color is so gray. Yeah, congratulations to Craig. He's not in here tonight, is he? I don't know why the refs hate us, Marty. I don't know why. It's been that way forever. And I know every fan base says that, but I've got documented evidence that we get crappy calls more than our opponents. I've been documenting this for over a decade. But I will say, in this game, I haven't looked at their offense yet, but we got away with quite a bit of holding. I didn't show all of it. Offensive line did great in pass protection, except for that one play by Feeney. Where he got beat by Sweat for that sack. The other sack, I don't understand why they registered that as a sack. It was registered as a sack fumble picked up by White. I don't know. But Gedeke and Wirfs didn't have any, they didn't get beat at all in this game on their blocks. So that was good to see. But yeah, there was definitely a lot more variety in this game plan than what we've seen the past 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks we were really run focused, and it made sense. Especially for the Bills game, that was a great game plan. I thought he had a really good game plan for that game. Oh, you can't watch. Oh, that's right. It's on ESPN tonight. Oh, that stinks. Romo's annoying. He was calling plays, Tom. Remember we were talking about that last week about how he stopped calling plays in advance. I noticed he did it a couple times in the game. What was it? Friday? That last game he called. Might have been Thursday night. I was like, oh, hey, look, he's calling plays. He did it like 2 times. Is it going to be Jameis Winston or Jackson Dart? Yeah, Dennis Miller's comedy got old real quick to me. Yeah. It's kind of like Bill Maher. A lot of comedians, I get tired of them real quick. I love stand-up comedy, big stand-up comedy guy. But those type of comedians that have a shtick, they just get old to me. I wonder if they saw your commentary, Tom, where you were saying he never calls plays anymore. He was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Even if he gets in trouble. He was like, I'm going to do it. So, I was actually, I kind of like this offense. I think we did a lot better than, it wasn't as boring as I thought it was going to be. We did run it quite a bit, and we did run well. It's pretty good blocking. Most of the blocking that was messed up on it was due to wide receivers or the tight end blocking. Line blocked really well, though. There was one where I thought I had it marked down. Egbuke just got blowed up. I'm telling you, man, we gotta not have him involved in the blocking game. I don't think I've seen him block once yet, effectively. So I write all these notes and everything, but I don't mark them to show for the live stream. Just some of them. But it was an outside play. Remember last week, Egbuke got tossed by that guy? It was kind of something like that. That pass to Godwin that he dropped in for the touchdown, that was an absolute dart by Mayfield. I'm not surprised Godwin dropped that thing because it must have been going 3,000 miles an hour. It looked like a bullet. We had too many drops in this game. I thought Godwin had 2 drops, but I only saw 1 on all 22. Oh, here's that play where Durham is penalized for holding. And it's definitely holding. But what really sucks is that Dan Feeney got a pancake on this play. You can watch Dan Feeney. He's at right guard right there. Look at that. I don't have my pen out. Can y'all see it? Dan Feeney got a pancake. And he did that too. Little hand swipe. Gets on his back. Flattens him. But yeah, here's where You can see 87 on the outside there. He he corrals a guy by the neck. And I'm like, the one time you don't cut block when you should have, right here. If he would have cut block 3, Buda Baker, look how Buda Baker's all leaning. No way Buda could have missed that or jumped over that block. The one time Payne Durham doesn't cut block. Maybe that's why they tell him to cut block, because he can't block without holding. That's a dang shame, too. Because, I mean, all Durham had to do was just get in his way just a little bit. Bucky had that. Ah, that one hurts. Anyhow, if I can remember, I'll try and look for it later. We got to get off here and go watch some football. Man, it's 11 after 8. Did Eddie Murphy walked off the Kimmel show? No. Yeah, the drops made it seem worse than it was for the offense. When did he walk off the Kimmel show? Was that here recently? Yeah, McMillan should be back. When's Evans going to come back? I don't know. It just seems like way too soon for him to come back from a broken collarbone. But I don't know. Don't know. McMillan, no. I really like Tez. We got a lot of good wide receivers, man. The guy would drop. All right. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. I said I don't have my pen. But look, you could just see. I mean, this is just a bullet. Oh, my gosh. It is like in between 3 dudes. Look at that. Let's look at it from the end zone. Yeah, I do too, Marty. I really do. Because he gets over. Look at that, man. What a dart. Man, right in his hands, too. But that thing is going like supersonic. Look at a spiral, man. I think it's pretty. I mean, there's no curve to it at all. It's a frozen rope. Z. And then when you watch it in full speed, here we go. Boom. If I was Godwin, and right, like when you knew that you weren't going to catch it, it was already fallen, I would have like fallen backwards, like it knocked me down with the force of it or something. To make Baker Mayfield feel good about it. I don't know if he put too much on it, but I can tell you Godwin's hands hurt. You could probably hear that one flying by. Cruise missile, yeah. I tell you, yeah, Baker can throw some darts, man. His deep balls have turned into ducks here lately, but he can throw some darts, man. Yeah, Tej Johnson he's got that football speed. Even on that when he curved his route, you see him speed up to try and catch the ball, and it's weird. When I first watched it, I was like, did that film glitch there? Because he really does hit like the second gear. That's a good like 1.4 times faster than he normally is. And it was instant. It looked like a glitch. Huh. I'd walk off the Camel Show too. I can't stand that guy. I used to love him when he was on the Man Show. Now, he's just not funny at all. That's fast, Zebra. That's crazy. Yeah, and I'm having to guess that his shoulder is bothering him for those deep balls. Uh, like when he tried to throw that Hail Mary at the end of the first half last week, and it just turned into a disaster. So we might not see any deep balls for a while after seeing this one in this game. That could have been an interception too. That was an ugly pass. So they might cut him out for a week or so. Just let him rest. I don't know. All right, I got to get off here. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Tomorrow we're going to do the defense. So be here for that. I think it's going to be pretty good watching our guys, because it looked like to me, especially in the first half, like we were really tearing their offensive line up. We were chasing Jacoby all over the place. So we're going to look at that and just savor in this victory. Hopefully it'll be more interesting on the All-22 than it was during the game. That was really kind of a snooze fest. This offense was more interesting on All-22 than it was during the game, for sure. Oh, Eddie Murphy did not walk off. Okay. That's his worst trait, Marty? Yeah. Yeah, he'll just play through the pain. All out there, one arm dead. That's how JPP was. His last year, I was like, somebody needs to pull that man off the field, but nobody was brave enough to do it. Hey, thanks for showing up, Marty. I appreciate it. Guys, y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all here tomorrow. Till next time, go Bucks.